Welcome back to Lariat TV News. This week we show how one Baylor sorority is advocating for breast cancer awareness by hosting a male pageant. I'm Gracie Savage.
And I'm Maya Dulock. First, we tell you more about the on-campus kidnapping that wasn't on Wednesday.
This week, Baylor students and staff received an alert of a kidnapping on campus. This alert has now been proven false. The alert went out about a kidnapping between Morrison and Sid Richardson at 2:10 p.m. on Wednesday. Baylor sent another message just less than 24 hours later stating that after extensive investigation, the event did not occur. The alert Baylor sent out said that a male in his mid-20s forced the victim into a white sedan and traveled several blocks before releasing the individual. Students and their families are relieved to hear that this was not true, but there is still confusion around why there was a fake kidnapping.
The middle of campus, like how can we allow that? But at the same time, it does really sound familiar to what happened last year. Literally same exact story. Someone got picked up and dropped off 3 blocks away from the middle of campus. That just, you wouldn't think that same thing happens twice.
Baylor is yet to release further information about the false kidnapping.
Zeta Tau Alpha is hosting their annual event, Big Man on Campus. And LTVN's Marissa Muniz shows you how this event means more to the contestants.
Big Man on Campus is a male pageant held annually by Zeta Tau Alpha. This year, 20 students will compete for the title and show the Baylor community how real men wear pink.
Honestly, it was super nerve-wracking asking them to do this because essentially this whole event kind of relies on their participation, but it has just been so overwhelmingly encouraging just hearing their feedback and just knowing how invested they are.
Though they enjoy the spotlight, for some contestants, there is a deeper connection.
So my grandma had it. Sadly, she's no longer with us, but she's my inspiration. She's awesome, and she's one of the nicest people I know.
My very close friends' mothers have undergone breast cancer. We were incredibly close with our grandparents, especially my grandma. But she did have breast cancer, and she got the help she needed. She had the surgery she needed, and she was just so strong through the whole process.
With the effects these contestants have seen, they are hoping to raise awareness and support those who are fighting.
I saw how hard it was on them, and if I could support them or anyone else that's gone through something like that before, I'd like to do that by starting with Big Man on Campus.
1 in 8 women in their lifetime will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and everyone has a connection somehow. If not you, then the person next to you. So we just really love everyone to come out and support.
Big Man on Campus will be held Wednesday, October 30th in Waco Hall. For more information, visit Zeta's Think Pink Instagram. For Lariat TV News, I'm Marissa Muniz.
2 notable speakers talked about how Christians should view politics in today's divided society. This Wednesday, Curtis Chang, a founder of the Christian nonprofit Redeeming Label, and Father Aaron Zimmerman of St. Albans Episcopal Church spoke to students at the Alexander Reading Room. They discussed what responsibilities Christians have during this important time in history. Chang and Zimmerman also said embracing civil discourse can help society tear down the partisanship that exists in U.S. politics. Students who went to the event reflected on how the speakers blended Christianity with politics.
I thought the most fascinating thing was his historical discussion of the 12 disciples and how Jesus chose a tax collector and a zealot, and that was the right and left of, those were the 2 polar opposites back in the day.
When people come to Waco, little do they know this city has a lot to offer. And one Baylor couple wanted to highlight all the stops. LTVN's Gracie Savage has the details.
Waco Tours Company was started by one special Baylor couple who wanted to draw attention to Waco's greatest sights, and this company has taken off. Here's how they did it.
All these people who come to Waco need something to do, and so what if we started a tour company and just bought a van and put together a comprehensive tour of the city?
Rachel and Luke White graduated from Baylor in 2011 and felt called to stay in Waco. They realized when people came to visit them, they didn't know what to do. So the couple decided to start Waco Tours Company from scratch.
It started off, both David and Luke are Luke's my husband, are both really extroverted and kind of they were really crazy together. And so they would do the tours together at first, and it was just a blast. And they would play music and have dance parties. And so that's kind of how it started.
Since starting this company, it has absolutely taken off. The Whites and their team of tour guides have given tours to over 120,000 guests.
We are definitely made up of some of the most talented, fun people in Waco who are our guides and drivers. And so The tour itself is great, of course, but it's really our team that makes it what it is.
Waco Tours Company has many different types of tours to offer, but their personal favorite tour is the Brazos River Cruise.
I would say my favorite's probably the river cruise. It's just really beautiful on the Brazos River. I know a lot of people don't expect that, but we've actually received an award through USA Today for #1 boat tour in the US multiple times.
If you're interested in signing up for a tour, just visit their website at waco-tours.com. For Lariat TV News, I'm Gracie Savage. You probably saw the farmers market on Fountain Mall Wednesday, but you might not know how they got started. Irma Pena shows how one idea sprouted into a biannual campus tradition.
8 years ago, Nathan Alleman and Claire Clyburn Allen came up with the idea of starting a free farmers market here at Baylor. This idea has now sprouted into a campus event every semester. These Baylor grads learned about food insecurity in the fall of 2016 and wondered if that was a problem here at Baylor. Finding out it was led them to work hard and find people who could help them in this initiative.
So we came up with the idea of the free farmers market, and it rained the entire time. We had like 1,200 students that came through, and it was a fantastic event.
This guided the creation of the store, Baylor's on-campus student food pantry, where you can go and grab groceries if you feel like you need it.
The store was a spin-off of our free farmers market idea because we wanted to make something available all the time for people. Of course, we only do this a couple times. It's a big production. So this is more about visibility, and that's more about meeting needs on a regular basis.
Their initial plan was to fight food insecurity, and it has grown thanks to the support of the university administration and many local residents.
I think it's a testament to Baylor caring about its students in a lot of ways, and there's always room for improvement, but this is an incredible event, and I love seeing people coming out and volunteering here.
The store is located at room 100 in the Sid Richardson building and open from Monday to Friday from 8 to 5.
People deal with it. It's not a shame. It's a part of life, and don't feel ashamed about it. We want to be able to help you and walk through this season of your life. We can help you through it, and you don't have to do it alone.
If you or anyone you know is looking for another on-campus food resource, you can check out the store. For Lariat TV News, I'm Irma Pena.
Despite being at Baylor, students from Florida are still feeling the effects of Hurricane Milton. Recently, Hurricane Milton has been the center of destruction in Florida. However, for native Floridians, this is nothing new. Some students say they have lived through multiple hurricanes in their life, but are still worrying about their safety of their family and friends back home. Students say they plan to help their communities affected by the hurricane when they return home for Thanksgiving break. Freshman student Sam DeStefano's community is dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Milton, but he says the destruction around his home is nothing new.
Sort of in rite of passage at that point, whenever you go back, if there's a hurricane especially, you just go do, I guess you can say, a lot of post-disaster chores.
Next, we show you how one group serves some scares to help hurricane victims.
And we'll give you a recap of Hispanic Heritage Month. Stay tuned.
I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this.
Halloween is drawing near, and the brothers of Phi Gamma Delta are back with their annual Fiji Fright Night. Claire Goodyear shows you how the fraternity is turning scares into support for hurricane relief in Florida.
Fiji has started setup for their annual Fright Night, but this year the funds they raise mean a little bit more.
The Red Cross has a high presence in Florida right now with all the hurricanes going on, and to have all of our proceeds go towards those efforts is something that is really kind of special to us.
The fraternity contributes more than just their financial earnings from the haunted house.
We are praying for all the victims, and also through this event, we're able to show that God can work in really, really mysterious ways, which is really, really cool in my opinion, because yes, we're putting on a funny event and people are gonna get scared or have fun, Fiji is also able to do this spiritually.
And they try to spread the word across campus.
We've made it an effort to kind of tell people like, hey, like these efforts are not only going towards a free t-shirt or a free kind of pass through the line, they're going towards all the lives affected in Florida, in Milton and Helene.
The hard work put into setting up the haunted house ends up being worth it.
Because you know that you're working for God and you're working for his people, you can actually go and impact way more people just by putting a stake in that ground, just by selling t-shirts.
The destruction in Florida hits close to home for some members of Fiji.
Our chapter was disheartened. We have people in Florida, we have families there, people that were affected. We know people. Fright Night is not just for us, it's a bigger impact.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Goodyear.
Hispanic Heritage Month wrapped up this week, and these are some of the highlights we got to share with you. As of last year, roughly 16% of Baylor students are Hispanic, and this month Hispanic organizations came together to celebrate their heritage. Clubs like Baylor Lash, the Hispanic Student Association, the Latinx Coalition, and other groups put on events like Neighbor Nights and performances from Mariachi Osos Dorados. It allowed students to connect with their roots and think of Baylor as their home away from home. The Multicultural Affairs Department encourages students to embrace their differences.
This new nail shop is straight out of the Barbie movie, and LTVN's Lauren Holcomb swung by to check it out.
I am in my element here today at this new nail bar in downtown Waco. Southern Swings has 3 locations, and they just joined us right next to Magnolia. Brandy Pierce set out to create a nail salon with everything she loved: vibrant decor, refreshments, and lots of pink. Southern Swings Nail Bar is everything but ordinary.
I get my nails done almost every week, even bi-weekly. Like, I'm a psychopath with nails. So finally one day I was just like, you know what? I need to build my own spot and build something unique.
She's already opened 2 locations in New Orleans, Louisiana and Billings, Montana, and now they've made their way to Central Texas.
I like experiences. Like, I am a bougie person. So I thought, let's do that in Waco and let's bring something special, especially the silos. You know, with the silos right there.
Decked out with rhinestones, feathers, drinks, and swings, the salon is the exact experience Pierce wanted to bring to women everywhere.
It's a little bit more boutique-y feel. It's like, you know, going into a Westin versus, you know, like your regular average hotel. Girls coming in, like best friends, you know, like that is important to me.
Southern Swings officially opened this week and is open daily for walk-ins and appointments. For Lariat TV News, I'm Lauren Holcomb.
Baylor students are finding ways to spend time on the water, even in the heart of Texas. Campus Recreation hosts sailing clinics every Tuesday and Wednesday at the Pullen Family Marina. Each session features safety and equipment training, and the cost to attend is $5. After completing the clinic, students, staff, and faculty are allowed to take out the boats on their own during marina hours.
Afterwards, we hope that you can come back in one more time and just show us your skills, that you can set up the boat, name the parts, sail it around, and then you're good to take out a boat on your own whenever you want.
The Marathon, Half Marathon, and the Sikkim 6K are set for Saturday, March 29th, 2025, and registration is now open. You can register on the Student Foundation website, and fees will start at $45 for students and will go up to $105 for the public. Registrations close at noon on Friday, March 28th. Coming up, a tour of Baylor football's new home.
And volleyball dominates Cincinnati and Waco. Keep it here.
Football is traveling to Lubbock this weekend for a conference game against Texas Tech. The Bears will be looking for their first win in over a month. Baylor has lost 3 consecutive conference games and sits at last place in the Big 12. Texas Tech is 3-0 in conference play and is tied for first place. This will be the 80th meeting between the teams. The Bears lead the series with 41 wins, but Texas Tech won the last meeting, beating the Bears 39-14 at McLean last season.
Like, we come out swinging, right? We're doing all this stuff. We're moving the ball just fine. We just have to keep staying consistent, right, throughout the whole game, and know, these moments will come when it's tight ball and we gotta we got to finish as a unit and as the offense.
22nd ranked volleyball was back in the Farrell Center this week, and the Bears picked up a much-needed win. Braden Murray has the story.
Number 22 Baylor volleyball swept the visiting Cincinnati Bearcats, winning 25-18, 25-16, and 25-20. Coming into the match, the Bears have lost 3 straight after upsetting then number 14 Arizona State on September 27th.
But also, it taught us how to be teammates through those losses. I thought we showed up on Monday, and it was the desire to work. Like, everyone was going for balls, and if someone wasn't going, like, it was like, you get the ball. And I think we needed that to change the mindset almost. I wish it wasn't that way, but you know what? Like, I think it helped change the mindset in the gym. I think that's a really good thing.
Set 1 was close early, with the score being 9-8 at one point, before Baylor went on an 11-4 run to balloon their lead to 20-12. From there, reaching 25 was a relative breeze. In set 2, Cincinnati took an early 4-0 lead, but the Bears came storming back to take the lead for themselves. The set remained close for a while, but Baylor once again had a late surge to take the second set of the match.
Really, all of those sets were kind of close at one point, and then we were able to make a run and pull away. Like, the second set was probably closer, longer, but then we made a run, and you look at the score there, and then...
Set 3 was the closest, with the teams being tied essentially the entire set. When the score was 19-19, the Bears upped the defense and went on a 6-1 run to secure the sweep. Junior Ali Czech had a great game. She led all players in points with 14 and blocks with 5. While also being second in kills with 11.
Kind of helped us tonight was our Devo this morning. Like, before we played the match, we just had this mentality of just going in and being champions, like, regardless of like who we're playing. And I really think it resonated with a lot of people on the team, and I just think that's what you saw out there. So I think, yes, like, it's a great win, but I think, like, okay, like, that's what we've been prepping for. So like, that's kind of what I don't want to say expected, because we don't like expect it. We earned it, I would say. So yeah.
The Bears' next match is in Houston at Houston on October 23rd. For Lariat TV News, I'm Braden Murray.
Baylor soccer played their last 2 home games of the regular season over the weekend, going 1-1. Here's the story. Baylor soccer wrapped up their last homestand of the regular season over the weekend, defeating Arizona State 4-0 Thursday and falling to West Virginia 2-0 Sunday.
2 or 3 wins put us in a pretty good spot, get us to the conference tournament, and keep us in conversation for the NCAA tournament at-large bid. So I definitely feel that we can do that, but it's not easy. This conference is difficult and deep.
After 3 games without a win, Baylor soccer showcased a stout defensive performance and matched their season high of 4 goals in conference play against Arizona State on senior night. The Bears netted 2 goals in each half, and junior goalkeeper Azul Alvarez made a career-high 9 saves.
Overall, completely dominate the game, score some nice goals, come away with a shutout. Altogether, great performance.
The Bears could not carry over the momentum against West Virginia. The Mountaineers put 2 goals into the back of the net in the 43rd and 46th minutes. Despite 7 Bears combining for 14 shots in the match, Baylor was unable to respond.
Our back line and our goalkeeper has played well all season. We're working on finishing. We created good chances, narrow misses, but narrow misses don't count as goals. So we have to be sharp and more clinical in front of the goal and convert some of those chances into real goals.
Baylor caps off the regular season with 3 games on the road against BYU, Utah, and Iowa State. At the moment, Baylor sits at 10th place in the Big 12 standings with 8 points. The Bears will look for a strong push to earn a bid into the conference tournament where the top 12 teams qualify.
We can control it as long as we play our game, and we know we can, so we're going to go on the road, play the best, do the best of our ability, and hopefully we come out with a couple wins.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Aiden Pham. This summer, Baylor Athletics completed construction on the Fudge Football Development Center, elevating the day-to-day operations of student athletes and coaches. The Fudge Football Development Center is outfitted with the latest advances in training technology and provides support for Baylor athletics. Spearheaded by a $15 million donation from Baylor alum Jeremy Fudge, the project adds a new state-of-the-art locker room, strength and conditioning weight room, and a large team meeting room. The Fudge Center is connected to the Allison Indoor Practice Facility and houses offices for coaches and support staff.
There's so much that goes into excellence, obviously, right? And facilities is certainly part of it. NIL is part of it. Baylor Built, which was part of our original first gift years ago to Baylor, was to set up Baylor Built. And so developing a person wholly, not just athletically or academically, but wholly, all of that plays its part in what we're doing and in making great student athletes and making great programs and making a great school.
This offseason, baseball hired a new pitching coach, and Claire Marie Scott was able to hear how the team is feeling about the new addition.
Baylor baseball is looking to improve their mound presence this season with the hiring of pitching coach Sean Snedeker. Snedeker played at Texas A&M before being drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 30th round of the 1988 MLB draft. After his playing career, he coached in the MLB for 13 years, including time with the Chicago White Sox and Dodgers. He has also spent time coaching collegiate baseball with stops at Oral Roberts, Duke, and Lamar.
Right off the bat, you saw all the guys just cling to Sned and have this respect for Sned. And I mean, you look at his resume, but not only his resume, but the way he treats all the guys on the staff and all the pitchers. All the pitchers just respected him, and I think with that has come a confidence in their stuff because they know that Sned believes in them more than anyone else does.
Sned is trying to highlight a different approach to pitching in order to produce the most success.
The depth is unmatched to what we've had. I mean, this is my 5th year here, and just being able to see them roll out guy after guy after guy, and as a pitcher, knowing every guy that you face in the lineup is really, really good. And I mean, the talent's there. Each position has 2 or 3 guys that can start right now.
Upperclassmen are feeling more confident now than ever about the players on the team and the ability that they have.
But pitching is tough, and so I've really tried to simplify this. From an approach standpoint, I've emphasized strikes, as every pitching coach does, and they've really embraced that part of it. I have the luxury of having a lot of experience and statistical evidence to back kind of what I'm preaching. I've given them a blueprint for success. It's there for them. When they embrace it, they'll see the results, and they've done a really good job of that so far this fall.
In terms of goals for this season, Snedeker wants the pitching staff to be powerful and have the ability to get ahead in games.
You know, I want our guys to be the predator and not the prey, you know, to be on the attack, to force hitters to put the ball in play. Then as you do that, the counts start to roll in your favor, and now you got a chance to punch guys out, and we've got plenty of talent, plenty of depth to be really good on the mound.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
That's going to do it for sports this week, but be sure to follow the Lariat's coverage of Baylor at Texas Tech. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Aiden. That wraps up this week's newscast. For more Lariat content, follow us on YouTube and Instagram at Baylor Lariat.
Thank you for watching, and we'll be back on October 25th. Until then, have a great week, and as always, Sic 'em Bears.